I know about you, but I love a good milkshake. Anything from plain vanilla, strawberry chocolate to berry milkshake with all the lashings of cream, ice cream and butterscotch brittle. But recently I was diagnosed with a heap of food allergies and intolerances, which means that I had to find some new alternatives, seeing as dairy, soy, banana, malt, just to name a few, are all off the list. I jumped on Google and Pinterest, and I tell you what, I couldn't believe my eyes. Apparently there's a craze now on called freak shakes, which are huge milkshakes laden with cakes and donuts and chocolate and pretzels and everything else you could possibly imagine. And it's gone totally viral. I mean, some people are even adding stuff like roast chickens on top of milkshakes and hamburgers and whatever else they can imagine to make their freak shake special. And people are willing to pay big bucks. I mean, instead of just a few dollars for a milkshake, they're paying upwards of $12 for just one shake. But then again, I guess people are willing to pay a lot for something that they think special. But what about you? Have you ever thought about what you're worth as a person? When we total the monetary value of the elements in our bodies and the value of the average person's skin, we arrive at a net worth of $4.50, $4.50. That means you're cheaper than the average freak shake. I bet that makes you feel special now, doesn't it? I know I felt very special when I found that out. But have you ever even thought about that? About who you are and how much you're worth and what makes you special? It's funny, whenever I'm out and I speak, I'll often ask someone who they are or, what's special about them. And they often go to stuff like, I'm Fred and I'm a doctor, or I'm Julie and I can sing, or I'm Jane and my husband says I'm a great cook. We go to what we do, we go to what we've done or what people say about us to define who we are and to define what our worth is. And I really think that there are huge dangers in that. I mean, have you ever felt like a piece of dirt, had someone say something to you that just made you feel worthless? I have plenty of times, especially as a child. I suffered emotional abuse and abandonment and was told repeatedly that I was stupid and that I would never amount to anything. So to feel like a piece of dirt, yeah, I can say I felt like that a lot. But when I first started turning to the Bible to try and get some encouragement, it wasn't exactly looking too good, because I looked at the first book of the Bible, which is called the book of Genesis. And do you know what it told me? It told me that I am dirt. It literally said that. It says that God took the dirt from the earth and he formed a man and he breathed into the man and he became a living soul, a human being. And I thought, well, what kind of hope do we have when we came from dirt? We're just really a piece of clay. Do we really not have any worth? And I thought, why would God even do that? I mean, why would he take a piece of dirt that's worth nothing and make something out of it? And then that very thought hit me. Because you see, he took a piece of dirt that was worth nothing and he made it into something amazing. I mean, anyone can look at a human body and see how intricate it is, like how our eyes work and the fact that our heart beats to keep us alive, the fact that every cell contains DNA that determines everything about how our body looks, our hair colour and how things function. And then I started to read some other things in the Bible that really caught my attention. And I started to seek God out. I thought, what else does this book say about God and about how much he loves us, or about our worth in him? And I came across beautiful verses like Jeremiah 31:3. I have loved you with an everlasting love. With loving kindness I've drawn you to myself. And I thought, really, God's love is forever. He loves me and he draws me with that love and he wants to have a relationship with me. And those verses just changed my life. I looked at so many verses of God's love and they just filled me up. And I thought, God, have you really called me? Do you really have a special plan for me and for my life? And then I realized something about that dirt. It wasn't just regular grainy dirt. It was clay. And I thought about a lump of clay and what an artist or a potter can do with a lump of that stuff. You know, it starts off as this ugly, slimy blob of nothing. And I related to that. I felt like an ugly, slimy blob of nothing. I had no purpose. But do you know what? An artist or a potter can take that blob and mold it and shape it into something exquisite, something beautiful. And God does that very same thing with us. He takes us in our most horrible, vulnerable state and he turns it into something beautiful. You know, some people are willing to pay $12 for a freak shake, but God paid more than that. What the world says we are is not really who we are. He didn't just pay a big price for you. He gave everything he had. He gave his own life when he died for you. He loves you so much that he wants to be with you forever in heaven, to never, ever be apart from you ever again. My name's Danni, and I'm loved beyond comprehension. Who are you?